Welcome back to another Virgo Girl recommendation. Today we are going to be talking about the last days of Ptolemy Gray with none other than the talented Samuel L. Jackson. But before we get right into this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. That really helps my channel and I really appreciate it. Okay, moving right along to my recommendation. Before I say anything else, I just want to take a moment to say Samuel L. Jackson is such an amazing actor, and I 1000% feel like he does not get all the credit he deserves. Let's give this man his flowers now. He is amazing. He is such an amazing actor. If you watch any of his films, I mean, just the way he just presents himself in a way that is so commanding. Like, he just commands the whole room, basically. He's such a dominant force. And I just love watching this man on screen. I feel like he's just funny without even trying to be funny, because there's times he's being serious, but it's just fun. He's just hilarious, but he's also an amazing actor in serious roles as well. But I always find myself laughing even when he's being serious. I just feel like he's just funny and so talented. But at any rate, enough about that. Let's move on to this movie, The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray. Now, can I just say, this movie warmed my heart. Oh, let me just correct that. It's a series. It's not a movie. I do tend to say that a lot, movie, but it is a series. So it has episodes. So, there's episodes that you have to watch, but it goes very fast because it's very entertaining. It's exciting, and you're going to be biting your nails wondering what the heck is going to happen next. And the way it all kind of came together, and the ending, everything was just amazing. So it starts off, with this guy who is in this apartment, older guy. It's something that comes to mind. The first thing I think of is loneliness when I see someone older, an apartment alone, and then I see a picture of what probably is a spouse when they were younger. It's in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, the spouse has passed on and they're just alone in their old age. And with Samuel L. Jackson in this movie, he actually has dementia. So his mind is deteriorating as well. And he also has this other secret, which I'm not going to reveal because I want you to watch it, because that's a huge part of what makes this movie so special. So there's another whole secret thing about him that comes out, towards the end, that you're going to be so shocked about. But at any rate, it's about this older man, in a nutshell. It's about this older guy. He basically is seemingly alone, but he does have family. He has a sister, he has a nephew, things like that. So there are family members around. Some are, how families are. Some family members, it's you're better off without them, and then there's other family members that you love and cherish. So they kind of show that dynamic as well. They show the dynamic of family members who wish him the best and others who do not. So you get to see that, and it's kind of it's kind of it gets to you, because when you see how some of the family members are, it's just but in reality, that's just how people are, And I think, for one thing I learned in this movie, life is kind of like that. You want to believe that there are good people in the world, and you kind of want to believe that you're going to run into good people and good things are going to happen. But sometimes even those that are closest to you prove to be monsters, and it's just how life is. We can't really control how people are. We can only control ourselves and how we kind of react to how people treat us. So you're not always going to get good, even with family, and that's a tough pill to swallow, but it's kind of just life. There's really nothing we can do about it, but that is something that's hard to come to terms with a lot of the times, especially when it comes to certain things. You would think those close to you wouldn't do certain things to you, but yeah, people close to you can do horrible things to you. Your family can do horrible things to you, and that's an unfortunate, I think that hurts the most for people. But in this movie, it kind of this series, it showed how he, even though he had things against him, there were people like in his neighborhood. He lived like in this really bad neighborhood, and there were people in this neighborhood that were kind of like weird, you know, like doing things to him. He was older. There were a lot of like younger people. Some were okay, but some were kind of like, I don't want to say bullying him, but there were times where there was like certain people who were like trying to come after him a bit in the neighborhood. So he had a lot going on, a lot of stress, you know, like stressful things going on. And while all these stressful things were going on, at the same time, he's losing his mind. Like his mind is, you know, he has dementia, so he doesn't even remember a lot of times who certain people are. He definitely doesn't remember a lot of the things from the past that he needs to remember in order to successfully function in life. So with that being said, what happens is somehow there's this doctor who can actually help him, like get his memory back, and he will be able to remember things. He'll be, you know, healthier, etc., 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 etc. But this does come at a price. Now, this guy has a big decision to make. Like Samuel L. Jackson's character, he has a big decision to make. Is he going to take this, or, you know, is he going to undergo this procedure in order to get his memory back, but risk the side effects? You know, that's kind of like with everything in life. You know, sometimes when there's good things presented to you, there's always a side effect or something, you know, something that possibly that could go wrong. So it's like, I guess in life, if you don't take risks, you kind of never know. But yeah, at any rate, so this comes about where he can kind of like do this procedure and get his memory back and remember everything. And by remembering everything, that is the game changer for him, because remember, he's this old man living alone, and he doesn't remember anything from his past, even maybe like the day before. His mind is going. He has dementia. So he has that opportunity, and that opportunity is going to prove to be life-changing. Okay, moving along, there is one other character I want to talk about. Now, the reason why I don't want this video to go too long, because it's just a recommendation. So I want to just say this. There are a lot of characters in this movie, and I think they all did a phenomenal job. The acting in this series was really, really good. But I just have to spotlight Dominique Fishback. She is such a great actress. I've seen her in other films. I love her style. I just like how she delivers. And I don't think she ever really, I feel like she comes and she gives us her all, and I like to see it, love to see it, love to see it. She seems to me like one of those actresses that really takes her craft seriously, and she does a great job. In this film, she's playing an orphan who she was living with someone, but due to, you know, kind of like how it is with foster kids, there's always someone that tries to abuse them in some sort of way. Well, I shouldn't say always, but oftentimes, especially in movies and, you know, series, when they're pointing out the inside life of foster care, you know, you find that sometimes there's abuse. There's like older boys there when it's like a girl involved, or, you know, what have you. There's always something where the girl is being treated poorly. So that they kind of highlighted that in this series as well. And that was heartbreaking as well, just to see her go down that path and to see how her life kind of played out. It was very, very sad. She comes from a broken background, just sad, 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 sad situation. And at the end of the day, she really was a good, a good kid. It's just bad circumstances. And it seemed like every corner she turned, it was someone trying to get her in some sort of way, it was like she was vulnerable to the outside kind of thing. So she developed this tough exterior to try to ward off all the negativity in the area. Because as I said, where they lived, it was like a bad area. So there was a lot of elements that were coming at her as well as a young lady that was just, it was heartbreaking, And so she ended up teaming up with this, by fate, it ended up that her and this gentleman, Ptolemy, the one played by Samuel L. Jackson, she ended up being like a caretaker of sorts for him. And their dynamic was very, very interesting. Now that was a twist. Just seeing how things played out with them. You have to watch it to see, and how it ends. It's just mind-boggling, but very, very, very good series. Again, it's called The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray. Lots and lots and lots of good acting in this. I wasn't disappointed at all in the quality of the film. It was on Apple TV, by the way. Oh, it is on Apple TV, sorry, by the way. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was well played out, well directed, good acting, everything that you're looking for in a series. And the type of series I would say this is, it's kind of like, it's just, to me, it seemed like a true story. That's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like it was something based on a true story. When I watched it, I assumed that there was really a Ptolemy Gray, but it's actually not based on a true story, but that's how it plays out. So when you watch it, you're gonna feel like you're watching somebody's real life that, lived at that time. But yeah, again, that's not the case. It's not a true story, but it definitely seems like one. Once again, it's on Apple TV and it's called The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray. That's it for this video. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe, share, like the video. Peace.